Today, we're going to unpack an idea from Martin Luther that literally turned the Western world's understanding of morality, faith, and purpose completely on its head. He called it the two kinds of righteousness, and believe me, it's a real bombshell. It all starts with a question we've all asked ourselves at some point. What does it really mean to be a good person? Is it about following the rules, helping other people out, just having good intentions? This is something people have argued about for thousands of years. And then in 1518, right in the middle of the firestorm he'd started with his 95 Theses, Martin Luther came along with an answer that just shattered the whole conversation. See, the idea at the time was that you build up your goodness, your righteousness through good deeds and religious rituals. But Luther, he didn't just disagree with that answer. He basically said we were all asking the wrong question to begin with. So here's his revolutionary idea. Righteousness, that thing that makes a person good and just in God's eyes, it's not one single thing. No. He argued it's actually two totally distinct concepts. There's a primary foundational kind of righteousness, and then there's a secondary one that flows from it. This was a direct shot at the idea that you could somehow earn your way to being good. He called them alien righteousness and proper righteousness. Now, alien sounds a little weird, but just think of it as external. So the first kind is a gift you receive from the outside. The second kind is the internal change that happens because you got that gift. One is the cause, the other is the effect. Simple as that. So let's start with that first one, because for Luther, this was the absolute bedrock of the entire Christian life, alien righteousness. Again, alien just means foreign or from outside of you. This righteousness isn't something you build or achieve. It's the perfect, flawless righteousness of Christ himself, and it's given to a person, infused into them, simply through faith. That's it. It's not a reward for being good. It's the free gift that becomes the very source of all goodness in you. To explain this, Luther uses this really beautiful and powerful image of a marriage. He says that through faith, a person becomes so united with Christ that everything Christ has, his perfect life, his words, even his death, becomes ours. Just listen to what he says. It's as if I myself had lived and died just as he did. He called this the happy exchange. Think about it. The soul, the bride, brings all of its debt and baggage, its sins, to the marriage. In return, Christ, the bridegroom, brings his infinite assets, his perfect righteousness. And because his righteousness is infinite, it doesn't just paper over the sin. It completely swallows it up. It's like dropping a single drop of poison into the ocean. It's just gone. This is a total transformation. Okay, so wait a minute. If perfect righteousness is just a free gift, then what's the point of trying to be good? Do our actions even matter anymore? Well, this is exactly where that second kind of righteousness comes into play. And this is what Luther called proper righteousness. This is our righteousness, the good things we do, the moral life we live. But, and this is the most important part, this doesn't make us right with God. It's the result, the fruit of already being made right by that first gift. It's what we do because we've received that alien righteousness, not in order to get it. So what does this actually look like in real life? Luther calls these the fruits of faith. It's stuff like turning away from our own selfish desires, actively loving and serving the people around us, and living with a real sense of humility. Now, this isn't some checklist you have to complete to earn points. These are just the things that start to happen naturally, spontaneously, when a heart has been truly transformed by that first gift. So let's put it all together. This really gets to the core of it. Alien righteousness is the foundation. It's the root of the tree. It comes from Christ, and you get it through faith alone. It's the bridegroom saying, I am yours. Proper righteousness, on the other hand, is the fruit that grows from that root. It's expressed through our own good works. And that's the bride's response, I am yours. Now, this brings up a really practical problem, right? How does this actually work in the messy, real world? I mean, how can you live a life of total, selfless love and forgiveness in a society that needs laws and justice and sometimes even punishment to function? Luther's answer was brilliant. He made another key distinction between the public and private spheres. In the public sphere, say as a judge or a police officer, your duty is to uphold the law and punish evil to keep order. That's a service to God.
But in your private sphere, as an individual, that very same person is called to forgive, serve, and show mercy to someone who wronged them personally. One role is about justice for society, the other is about mercy for your neighbor.
When you boil it all down, this entire model for living, this proper righteousness, it's not just some abstract theory. It's all based on the ultimate example of service.
Luther points us to that ancient hymn in the book of Philippians. First, you have Christ, who is in the form of God. He has all the power, all the wisdom, all the righteousness. But second, he emptied himself. He didn't cling to that power for his own gain. And then third, he actually took the form of a servant. He willingly subjected himself to all of our brokenness, our weaknesses, and our sins.
And that becomes the pattern for our own lives. The whole reason for receiving God's gifts, whether it's wisdom or power or righteousness itself, isn't so you can hoard them and feel good about yourself. It's so you can turn around and use those very gifts to serve, to lift up, and to pardon other people. Righteousness is not a treasure to be guarded. It's a resource to be given away.
And that brings us right back to the heart of Luther's revolutionary idea. And it leaves us with this huge fundamental question. Are your good works the root of your worth, or are they the fruit of it? In other words, are you doing good things in order to become worthy, or are you doing them because a free gift of grace has already made you worthy? For Luther, getting that one question right changes everything.